before I was deported in our church. And before I was being arrested because as the religious persecution, there was a lady who came to our church. And this lady, middle-aged lady, and when you look at her at the first impression when you saw her in church, is very, very dedicated person, very religious person, or we can say this is a very spiritual person. You know that she prayed very powerful in the church, right? And then during the worship, you can see that she raised hand, she worshiped the Lord as if she's so good Christian. And she came to me and she said, Pastor, I want to serve in the church. But from our experience, and we always give them a time, but of course that the Spirit many times also remind us. So we just observe this lady first. So I didn't allow her to serve first, but just joining the service at the beginning. So you can see that she came to the church very early. And you know that in our church, we usually have 2 services or 3 services. And this lady, basically, morning service and afternoon service, she was there all the time. Most of the time, you can see she was there. But on the day when 40 policemen came and arrested me right there on the pulpit, do you know what happened? To make the story short, when we was being arrested, usually the policemen would call every one of us to present to them the ID. So the policemen, they will begin to write down all of our information, our name, our telephone number, and our address, right? So, and everyone will take turn one by one and do so. This lady was also there on that day, but she was the last day. She was the last person being in that room. After all of the believers being present to the police and give all the information, all of the believers left. She was the one left inside together with police. And this is what she did to the police. She went to the policeman, she shook the hand and she said, "Good job being done. Congratulations." What does that mean? And how do we know that? We know that because on that day in the cell room, you know that in the cell room, when you look at the glass, you can see through inside, right? And one of my co-workers were hiding inside the cell room. And as the policeman just come and see, oh, no one there, so they didn't go and check very carefully. So she was there, and she was the one who witnessed and saw this lady just laugh and talk with the police because she was one of them. She was sent as a spy in order to report what are the things that happened in our church, what are the things that I talk, I preach to, I go against the government, as you can see, as a spy. So you see that sometimes that just like the Antichrist, the devils is also very smart. They usually use deception. And if you and I are not very careful, you and I may fall into the trap of the devils. If I let that lady to serve in our ministry earlier, then will be a lot of people will be arrested as well. Because she will know all of our co-workers, she will know about our operation. There are many things, of course, they know, but there are certain things we can only talk among the key co-workers.